There have been a lot of good Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies history. There's also been a lot of really bad ones too, but we're not here to talk about those today. Today, we're talking about the best Easter egg in every single Call of Duty Zombies mode. From Black Ops 1 to Call of Duty Vanguard with everything in between, I'll go over what I personally think to be the best Easter egg in every single Zombies game. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop me a like and subscribe if you're new, and if you disagree with my list, be sure to comment yours down below. I mean, who's gonna fight me on this? What are they gonna say? Ascension is the best Easter egg in BO1, where you shoot a little orb? Or Moon, where you blow up the fucking Earth? Spoiler alert. Moon legitimately has one of the best Easter eggs of all time, and it was her 4th attempt at it, which is kinda crazy to think about. Besides all the box RNG you need on solo, this is a great quest. From the now iconic Samantha Says step, to getting a 90-second death machine, to the story of this map, to the end where we blow up the Earth. This is just a fantastic quest, and if you've never done it, I highly suggest that you do. Once again, there's no surprise here. Origins is pretty much the only good BO2 Easter egg. Mob is just flying to Pack-a-Punch 3 times and killing your friend, and a lot of the Victus quests have extremely tedious steps. So it's nice to see that BO2 finally got a good quest in Origins. I think what makes me love this quest so much isn't the quest itself, rather it's what you have to do to complete it. To beat this Easter egg, you have to do pretty much everything that this map has to offer. For example, you need to build and upgrade all 4 staffs, you need to get the G-Strike grenades, the Iron Fist, and the upgraded Maxis drone, and when you complete the Easter egg, the walls in the crazy place will go away, giving you the best training area in Zombies history. Descent's Easter egg is the only good Easter egg in Exo Zombies. Well, I mean, Outbreak is pretty solid too, but it's really basic. With Outbreak's Easter egg, it's just grab 4 key cards and get some kills. Whereas with the Descent Easter egg, it actually feels like a fully fleshed out quest with a lot of good steps, like the Grenade Challenge, and the Rocket Challenge, and the first ever boss fight in Zombies history, which technically isn't part of the Easter egg, but you're gonna have to do it one way or another while you're doing this quest, so I'm gonna count it. And it still holds up relatively well to this day. Oh, and you also have that step at the very end of this Easter egg where you teleport to Outbreak. So if you want to play Outbreak, just play Descent instead. With every time I play BO3, I'm really starting to realize that a lot of the Easter eggs are fairly simple in this game, and they're not that replayable either. Maps like Shadows of Evil and Zetsubo no Shima are so easy to the point where I don't even enjoy doing the quests anymore. And obviously I'm never going to say that Revelations is the best quest in BO3, so that leaves me with 2 maps, Drak and Gorod Krovi. I think the best Easter egg in BO3 Zombies is Gorod Krovi's. Back in the day, I wasn't a fan of this quest at all, but in 2023, it's the one Easter egg in this game where I know I can go back to it and have fun doing it. All 6 challenges are pretty fun to do, especially when you learn how the Mark III actually works. With the secondary fire, you can easily escort the Valkyrie drone across the map without gobblegums. With the primary fire, you can insta-kill Gersh, and the defense and bomb challenges are pretty fun as well. Tell that to a 2016 Zombies player. The only step in this Easter egg that I'm not a big fan of is the Mangler escort step, because the Mangler can down you pretty easily with all the zombies coming at you, but even then, if you shoot his arm cannon off, it's not that bad. And then you have the boss fight, which is a really good boss fight considering it came out in 2016. Part 1 of this fight, where you're fighting the dragon, is pretty cool, but where this boss fight just reaches another level is during the Nikolai section of this boss fight. When you fight Nikolai without gobblegums, it is a crazy fun fight. He has so many attacks that all do a lot of damage, but the game beautifully balances this with giving you a humongous boss fight arena. Legit might be the biggest boss fight arena in Zombies history. And the cutscene where Primus Nikolai tells Ultimus the truth about all of his wives, it's a great outro. I don't think it's as good as Drak's outro, but either way, it's a great cutscene to wrap up an amazing quest. This is a hot take, but I feel like the majority of IW's Easter eggs are pretty bad, honestly. Or, not bad, actually. I feel like a better word would be mid. So in my opinion, the best Easter egg in IW Zombies is the Beast from Beyond. Now, hold on a second.
Give me a moment to explain!
I'm picking the Beast from Beyond for one reason and one reason only. It is a technicality, but the Mephistopheles Super Easter Egg boss fight. Now, I know everyone's gonna rush to the comments saying, "You can't intercept the best Easter egg! Mephistopheles isn't the same thing as Beast from Beyond!" Into that, you're technically right, but also technically wrong, because technically, take a shot every time I say this in the next 30 seconds, when you beat the Beast from Beyond boss fight, it automatically loads you into the Mephistopheles boss fight. Plus, it came out with the Beast from Beyond's DLC, so technically this counts. Even if this doesn't count, I want to praise this boss fight for a minute, so shut up. This boss fight is great. From the looks, to the boss, to the amazing music. This is the best boss fight in Zombies history. Way better than the likes of Gorod, Krovi, Dryas Jack, and Voyage of Despairs. The thing I love the most in this boss fight, Mephistopheles is the threat, not the zombies. In all the aforementioned fights, outside of one or two tiny instances, the boss is an afterthought. Your main threat in those fights are the zombies. Whereas in this boss fight, you have to pay attention to the boss at all times because if you ignore him for even a few seconds, he can do an attack and easily down you. We don't get bosses like this enough in Zombies, I feel like, where the boss is the actual threat. So with that technicality, the Beast from Beyond is the best Easter egg in IW Zombies. But if this doesn't count, then Challenge isn't bad either, I guess. Now let me preface this entry with saying that I am a solo player. I've never done any of the World War II quests on co-op, and most of them aren't solo friendly, so with that being said, I am picking the Final Reich's Hardcore quest as the best Easter egg in World War II Zombies. When World War II Zombies first came out, there were two main Easter eggs on the Final Reich. There was the casual version, which the game pretty much told you exactly how to do, and there was the Hardcore quest as well. The Hardcore quest was basically just a casual quest, but you have to do a few extra steps, specifically building all 4 Tesla guns, craft a really cool melee weapon, as well as completing a few extra steps. And when you do all that, you'll get an alternate ending to the Final Reich's Easter egg than you would if you just did the casual quest. And I'm pretty sure that the Hardcore ending is the canon ending, so for the World War II Zombies fans out there, there's a bonus reason for you. This should be no surprise to anybody. The best Easter egg in Black Ops 4 Zombies is, of course, Blood of the Deads. How many times can I reuse the same joke before it's not funny anymore? Well, there's probably a bunch of comments already just from that one joke, so it's still funny to me. In all seriousness, the best quest without a doubt is Ancient Evils. Everything about this quest is just beautiful. Upgrading all 4 hands and actually needing them for different Easter egg steps is a really good idea. I wish more Elemental Wonder Weapons did that. All the steps in this Easter egg make logical sense, and they're all really fun to do. Well, mostly fun. Remember, I am a solo player, so fuck this step. But even then, if you cheese the Raw Defense Challenge, even it is fun to do. And then you have what I personally think is the best Easter egg step in any Easter egg, Hit Your Marks. Everything about this step is great, from the music to how it works, to where it was placed in the Easter egg. You just did the Scepter and Sundial step, which is a very intense step, and you get rewarded with a fun and easy step with amazing music. And then there's the boss fight, which is really fun and really unique, with you only being able to kill the bosses with your specialist. Oh, and did I talk about how beautiful this boss fight arena is? We're literally fighting on Mount Olympus. That is so cool. And then you have the ending cutscene, which for the Chaos fans out there, was a really good cliffhanger. It's just too bad we'll never find out what happens after this. Seriously though, this quest is amazing. I know I'm a BO4 fanboy and all, but I honestly think that Ancient Evil is the best Easter egg of all time. Comment down below if you agree. The best Easter egg in Cold War Zombies. This might be a hot take as well, but it's the Outbreak Operatia Invertia, or the Legion Easter egg. I know people have a lot of bad things to say about Outbreak, and I do too, and I say them all the time. But one thing that I love about Outbreak is the first main quest. specifically the silo step on. Leading up to that point is pretty mid, to be honest, but collecting the 3 keys are all fun, and the rocket launch seems pretty eventful, which was a first for me in this game. And then you have that boss fight. Unfortunately, it's like one of the fights I talked about in IW's entry. The Legion isn't the threat here, but the threat isn't the zombies either. The threat is the timer. Now, here's another hot take. I actually like the timer here. Seriously, if you took away the timer, then the Legion fight wouldn't be that fun because the Legion's not a powerful enemy. He's just a tanky boy. But with the timer, you have to hurry, or at least so you think. Because the way this boss fight is structured, you can fail to destroy one of his orbs 2, 3, even 4 times, and still have enough time to kill him. But with the timer being on the screen, along with the characters telling you that you're running out of time, it makes you panic and end up making some really bad mistakes, and sometimes even dying, all because of the timer. Now, some people might say Mauer is the best Easter egg, and I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I just think the Legion fight and the few steps before it are a lot more fun and replayable than the Warhead step and the Valentina fight, where you go here, shoot woman, go there, shoot woman, and do that 3 more times. And finally, for Vanguard Zombies, Shinonuma Reborn is the best Easter egg because, honestly, I don't have a reason. It's the only one I remember.